Let me share my screen. All right, I think we already get started. Everyone wrote from where you are. So, hi everyone, welcome to our tour of, welcome to day 2 of AI Analytics Week. I'm Abed, and we are going to talk about analytics and AI in your infrastructure. Before we get started, let us know from where you are joining. I'm joining from Budapest. It's Budapest, Hungary. The weather is really great here. This is the second of the 3 sessions. Yesterday was the first one with Perina. If you didn't attend it, we will upload it on YouTube and you can watch it. And tomorrow we will have another session with Matt. It will be more cooler than mine, so make sure you attend it. Today is really less flashy side of AI. We will be talking about permissions, cost controls, audit logs, model choice, and where everything runs. And honestly, that's usually the stuff that decide how whether an AI project gets approved or stuck as a demo. A couple of quick things before get started. As always, we will have a few polls throughout this webinar, so please take a moment to answer them. And if you have any questions, please feel to drop them in the chat. And at any point, we will leave some time for the Q&A at the end of the in the session. Okay, so the main point I want to let me change picture in picture. Okay, it's okay. So the main point I want to start is pretty simple. AI didn't create the governance gap. Companies have always had to figure out who can access their analytics, what data different teams should be able to see, how people should sign in, what happens when someone leaves a company or moves to another team. What happens is AI changes the speed and the scale of access. Someone can now ask a question in a plain English and directly, boop, you get the answer in seconds. Without necessarily knowing where the data coming from or what's happening underneath. Like you have a full trust that your admin that set up the platform for you, so you can make sure you can answer a question and you get a better results. So these existing controls still are matters, and they are now even matter more with the AI and connecting AI with the data. So when you look at these control, they are like authentications, group permissions, table permissions, row level roles, database roles, spending limits, logs to see where the application is running. They're like technically boring stuff here, but they're really important, and the companies are already dealing with them for years. And this is less visible side of the AI, but it's very it make us like it make a real rollout possible. So once you moved beyond the demo, these are controls that really matter. So this is today we'll be talking about the conversation around the AI is not about like, hey, which model can do or what, but it's also about like to bring your company how it already works. So I want to say it like in practice for us, it comes down to 5 pretty simple questions. The first one is who actually get access? Do you give it to everyone, to or just a few teams, or maybe certain roles? Because the moment AI can interact with company data, access become a governance decision, not just like a feature toggle. Second is what you can actually see. It should it be reachable everything in your analytical environment, or like certain data that the person already have access to. Third question will be what happens when usage starts to grow. AI can be cheap when only few people are using it, but once adoption spread across teams, the cost can scale quickly too. And so you need to think about like how much usage you're comfortable with before it becomes a surprise for you. Fourth one is how do you make sure that the AI understand your business properly? This is like the main thing actually here. Like every company has its own language, its own definitions, the way they talks about their data. So if the AI doesn't understand those things, it can give you an answer that sounds right, but means completely different from what your team intended or what you intended to talk to it. And this is the big role of actually connecting a BI layer between your LLM and between your database. And the last question is, once people start using AI, how do you know what's actually happening? Who's using it? What they are asking it? What query is it generating? How much is being used? Because AI becomes part of how people works with your data. Not you need a visibility into that activity as well. So we're going to put a poll for you in the chat. Please answer it. Is which AI governance concern matters most for your organization? Let's take a moment so you can all answer it. Is active. Oh, start up. Can you see the poll? I'm just probably it's lagging, but it will comes. Just to double check here, I have just like trust issues. Can you still hear me, everyone? Okay, so yes, you can hear me. Perfect. The poll will come. So the software is just stuck. I will continue, and then like you'll just it appear to you. Okay, so the nice thing is none of these questions requires a completely new governance model. Metabase already gives you the way to deal with each of them. So let me show you what that looks in practice. Okay, I think the poll is already, and you already, everyone is answering it. Okay, I can see it's coming all with the what it can see. This is the most every time, even in my career, when I'm talking with prospects and customers, this is what they care. Like, hey, can I see everything, or how it see the authentication and everything? So let me share Metabase. Right, you can see my Metabase now. Let's make it bigger for you. It's good. Okay, so if I go to admin, and then if I go to AI, the first question we said is who actually get access to the AI. So this is like the control access by groups. So if I go to AI settings, and then under usage controls, we have a section for access. And this access is according to the groups of Metabase. If you're not familiar with permission in Metabase, we assign the permissions to groups. So you invite someone to Metabase, they sign in, and then you assign a group for them. I will show you this in a bit, but this is like are the groups that we already have created them. For example, we have a group for data analyst, we have a group for marketing team, we have a group for operations team, and we can turn on the AI features. What are the AI features in Metabase? They are Metabot inside Metabase. You can talk to him inside it, Metabase. The MCP server that you can connect Metabase to your MCP using Claude or using Cursor or ChatGPT, and other stuff that we will be talking about during the webinar. So these are the AI features. If we turn them on for data analysts, and they can go granular, like, hey, I want them to have access for the chat and the natural language that they can talk to Metabot. I want the AI to give a SQL generation for them. And also I want to give them other tools, which they are like fixing error in a SQL or analyzing a chart, or having inline inside the SQL as well. When you're writing in a SQL, you can have an inline chat with the AI. So this is how Metabase started like this. Hey, we need to give access. Who can give access? Some groups, we don't need to give them access for this. Now, the second question was, what can the AI actually see? And this is, everyone is actually concerned about it. AI in Metabase works with the access of the person using it. So if someone cannot see a table, collection, or a certain row of data, the AI will not be seeing this stuff. The AI will be seeing with the person who is signing in. So in Metabase, you don't need to set up a separated permission model just for AI. It works within the same control you already have. So in Metabase, as I said, you invite people to Metabase, they sign in, and then you assign them into groups. And then you go to the permission, and here are two parts of the permissions for these groups. You can set permissions on the data itself from the databases, or from the collections, which are the folders that you create your dashboards and your reports, and you put them there. So in the groups, for example, let's say embedded users, these are the databases that we are having them. We can give them the view data. You can block them. They can view, or even you can give them granular. For the creating queries, do you want to give them creating queries with the query builder, or even with the native query builder, which is the SQL? So you have all this granularity. Same thing with download results, manage table metadata, manage databases. So all these you assign them into the groups for the people in themselves. And even if you want to go more in details, if I go with the sample database, then I can see each table, and then I can assign also viewing data, creating queries, download results for each table. And here you assign for the row column security. So what does it mean? If I have access, if I am in the embedded user here, then I will have these permission for myself. Like, so you don't need to be afraid that like, oh, someone signed in, like how I can need to give him access. The permission works according to what they have, they can see. And the same thing for the collections. The collection, you go for each collection, and then you select which group can have access either by curate or view or having no access at all. Okay. Now, the third question we said, what happens when the AI usage start to grow? And I think now this is something in mid 2026, everybody was talking about like, hey, uh, paying for Anthropic or OpenAI for the API usage, like it's going crazy. So we in Metabase, we have created an AI. If you go to usage analytics, we created a limitation for your team on how they are consuming these tokens so they don't burn all the tokens. You can go two ways. Either you go by token usage or by message count, like, hey, you can have only 10 messages or whatever. Personally, I set it up for our team is by token usage, and you can set like a weekly cadency for the limits. Can be a daily one or a weekly one or a monthly one, and even you can set up a limit for it, like 2 million tokens per week, for example. This is what they can get. We have a nice thing that you can add customizable message that, hey, you have reached your AI usage limit. You can be software or you can be strict. Hey, stop burning tokens. So you can have, you use your own language. And also we went to the groups, the same thing. Remember the groups that I have told you? You assign them to the people, you set the permission. You can assign them to the groups. Like, hey, for example, for data analyst, no, I don't want. I want to give them, for example, 10 millions or more than the others people. Like, for example, you can give them all 1 millions, but for the data analyst, like 2 millions or whatever. You can just set up according to which teams you think they deserve to have more tokens, or they can. You think like their usage is like important. So that's how we can go with the group limits. And this is how Metabase answered this question. Like, the usage is you set it up and you see how it grows. Now, the first one, what we said is how do you guide the AI so it understand your business properly? I always say it in our, let me share this again. Here you can see Metabot is explaining this to us. There are 3 layers with Metabase of how to make sure your AI answer you correctly and understand your business. The first one is to set up correct table metadata. Second one is to set up glossaries. And the last one is to set up system prompts. Let's start with this table metadata. If I go back to Metabase and, oops. Okay. And if I go to table metadata from the admin, and let's, for example, this is our databases that connected to my database. Let's select the first one. And for example, here I have doctors tables. Now, one important things, 2 things you need to set them in the tables are description for the table itself. For example, here the doctor tables, I have set up a description for it, like directory of doctors in the healthcare system. One row represent one doctor, includes their contact information, professional details, our relate. So I put all the information here. So when the AI, whoever, like if through an MCP or through Metabot inside Metabase, scan the tables, they will read the description, and then they can knows if they want to select this table or not. And then we go to each fields, like we have a doctor ID. We select, also we put a description for this doctor ID, and we select the semantic type as well. And you put it for all the tables that you are having it. So this is a very important thing. The better metadata you can do it, better metadata you have in your data, the better results with the AI. And this is like a very important how Metabase can do this for you. You can do it one by one through the UI, and also there are ways through serialization that you can do it in a bulky way. That like, hey, all my tables, just want to set up the metadata for it. Okay, so this is the first layer that I talked is about table metadata. Oops. Okay, the second one is the glossary. So if I go back to Metabase, if I go to Data Studio, and then if I see here, we have something called the glossary. Glossary are terms and definitions that you set them that your internal company knows about it, and then it can be the AI can knows about it. For example, I added big fish. Big fish is for me is any customer with the ARR that above 50K, not an actual fish. So the AI doesn't need like, oh, there's a big fish here. So if I ask AI, hey, who's our big fish? They can go there and talk about it. For example, I add zombie customers. Hey, customer who's still paying us, but they are not using the product in the last 90 days. So these are like internal terms that we use them. For example, these are all examples. I'm just tell you that the AI can read them and they can understand more context they can give them. For example, also activation you can put, or how your error is it about, or the dependency. We call our Metabot is like the new intern in the company, because like he is the person that you, it's sadly to replace the intern, no need to have an intern. You can just X Metabot and then they can answer you. And they can read the docs as well. So this is the about the glossary. And the last thing is how to make sure that your AI answer you better is system prompts. So let's go back to Metabase. I'm going to the admin and then AI. And then here you will see we have something called system prompts. There are 3 sections for the system prompts. We have the AI chat, the natural language queries, and the SQL generation. So here we give you a blank that you can write anything, and these will be instructions for your Metabot or for the AI that is using it. You can, like personally, I do like how to answer, lead with the answer and then with the number, and then one line of context helps. Personally, I don't like when I'm talking to the LLMs and they give me big paragraphs that I have to read up after it to review it. Just I want to see a small context, and then but I thought keep it to 3 sentences, and no apologies if they are asking apologies. But I don't want it also to be short in the context, and then I'm not aware of what they are choosing. So I thought never guess a number. It doesn't guess a number. And if the data doesn't answer it, say what is missing and where it would actually come from. And if the term could mean 2 things, check the glossary first. If it's still unclear, ask me questions. And the same thing, you can add what to use or what to hand back. So it's up to you to see how exactly when you're talking to the chat inside Metabase to set instruction for it. The same thing with the natural language queries. You can just like, for example, for me, default time range is the last 30 days, unless the question names another one. If I exactly told it like, no, give me different time range, exclude canceled and refunded orders, unless I ask to include them. So the same thing you can put when you're using in the AI exploration. So if Metabase here, let me show you the AI exploration main app and new AI exploration. Here are the instructions for the AI that we are setting them up. So if we go back to admin, AI system prompts, these are the natural queries. And the last one is for the SQLs. You can also put instructions for the SQLs. So it's up to you if you have like your own way on doing the sequels. Like this is something that you can do it. If something incorrectness, if you're using the Metabot inside Metabase to correct you, so this is like something you can add it uh, for alliance as well, and other stuff you can do it. So this is something in the fourth. Third thing that you need to take care about table metadata, about the glossary, and about the system prompts. Um, okay. Okay. There is something. The last question is about how to see what you want to see the usage to people what they're using. So we have here something called usage auditing. If I come here, we have a section for stats. This is statistics to see what are the conversation happening during the day. I can see here, for example, yesterday we had like 9 conversations. These are the users. These are the profile for them. How many tokens they have been used, if there is a cache tokens as well, how many queries, how many search. Other than that, we have here conversation by source. So it's like these are breakdowns for the data, conversation by profile, um, groups, like these are the groups that they have like most conversation. For example, administrator are using a lot, user with the most conversation. So we have here set of all statistics of the data they're using. And we also added tokens. So you can also manage your tokens to see your input tokens and your output tokens. You can see also the analytics here. You can also apply groups filtration for the groups or the users, also for the times. It's also breakdown by tokens and people. And the last one is messages. You can see the amount of messages per day or by profile, by source, and so on. The second one is the conversation, and this is also important when you are like you have faced a problem with them. Um, for example, here it's me. I ask for messages. I can open these messages. I can see, hey, do you have any customer with the error? And then it went there at search, and then I ask, hey, what's the big fish? It told me big fish and any customer with the error above 50K. It's not an actual fish. So this is something I set it in the glossary. And if I go back, I can see like all the messages that I have text them. I can go and then I can see one by one. And then these are the queries that it generated for me. I can also have a history for it. And this is the really great part that here, uh, when you're working alone and you're not working with team, it's probably you'll not be taking it. But when you have a big team, it's usually across the whole company. This is very good, like to go back to see who is using what, how much they are using. Oh, you're not seeing my screen. Okay, sorry for this. Can you see my screen now? Wait, the whole time you didn't see my screen. So here's stats. Okay, now can you see my screen? Okay, perfect. Sorry for this. So this is what I'm saying here. In the usage auditing, we have stats. This is what I'm talking about, the statistics. You can see graph, conversation by day, and breakdown by the people. We can also see by tokens. You can see the input tokens, the output tokens. You can filter for the groups. You can filter according to the people. And you can see also the tokens breakdown by source or by profile and so on. And also you can see the number of messages, like, hey, how many messages have been texted, also breakdown by source, by profile, and groups with the most messages, or user with the most messages as well, also IP addresses. And I'm talking here about the conversations. These are the conversation we have done in this Metabase instance. Like if I come to my, I already sent this, so I can see this is what I did 4 messages between me and Metabot. This is the total tokens, input, output, 0 query runs, but 2 search. It did for me 2 search. Like for example, here I asked a question, and these are the results of this question. So you have a history of everything that you talk with Metabot inside Metabase. And if you run into a query, it will show you the query. Let me show you, for example, here. I did a query. It showed me the query that like, hey, I was counting how many doctors we have. So I can see the query itself that I have run it. Okay. So for now, this usage analytics is about Metabot, but it's coming soon. Now, this is what I want to share, that MCP usage, so everything you type with MCP, we will have access for it. And with the CLI usage, that anything you text through your CLI to Metabase, you will have also a usage for it. It will be the same thing. You will have statistics, and you will see the messages there. And this will take us to our second poll, which will be, it's active, the second poll. Yep. About bringing your own AI models. Do you want to use AI models like it's nice to have, or do you have any hard requirement? Let's take a few moments here so you can answer it. Okay, so I can see it's preferred. 53% of you have preferred to bring your AI model. And in Metabase, actually, you can, let me share my screen, make sure that you all see it. So in Metabase, this is currently also for our open source and for the paid users. You can connect to any AI provider. So for example, here, if I come, these are the options. I can connect it to Metabase. It's our AI service that you can connect it directly to us. You pay for us. Or if you don't want to take our service, you can go with Anthropic or Microsoft Azure or Amazon Bedrock or even Mistral or OpenAI, OpenRouter. So you have more options, and you don't pay for us. Technically, you pay for the usage with these providers. And even when you put your API key and you connect it, you can select which model you want to select. So you can select, hey, I want a Fable 5. This will burn all the tokens. So of course, don't use it. Or you can go with all the options that your API can provide it for you. So you can have this option. And also, this is coming soon. You can bring different models. So you can connect to different models at the same time. So make sure that you always see our releases in the upcoming weeks and months. So we will announce about a new feature for this one. And when you select, also one of the things, you have them for Metabot exactly. These are, you can enable Metabot or you can disable it, like if you don't want. There are collection that you can select it for the natural language query, that preferred collections. This doesn't mean they will not see the other stuff that you don't see, but like you can say that I can select, it's an empty Metabase here. I can show you this one here, AI setting here, for example. Like in this instance, we selected Metabase to always go to library and then to select the data from the library. If you're not familiar with the library, I'll just say it in a very quick. We have a data studio that you clean up your data, and then you publish the tables, the clean tables in the library. And then it will be the starting point whenever you are asking any question, which means that you're telling all your users, these are a clean table, so please use them. Like, for example, everybody have accounts table, 10 accounts tables. And whenever any user comes and they want to do a query, they don't know which account table to use. But with the library, it is like a source of truth. The data analysts or the data engineers are telling the users, the business users, hey, this is the accounts that you're using it. And that's why in our AI, if I go back to the AI, and this is like a collection, I said like, hey, choose the library, choose the data inside the collection, but doesn't mean it doesn't have access for the other stuff for the user already having it. They already have Metabot have access to everybody what they're seeing, but these are like the first thing appear for them when they're talking in the AI exploration. Also have the option to generate prompt for the users. So now it's not running prompt because it's connecting. But the prompts are technically just like shortcuts when you're talking to Metabase. Metabot, it can give you the shortcuts. and you have the option to disable all the AI features. So as I said, coming soon for the MCP, you will have we will have a usage analytics for the MCP and also with the UI CLI as well. And this will take us to polls 3. Let's share poll 3. Okay, people are answering it. Okay, the answer is you don't want your data to leave your network. So the best way is you self-host. You're using the self-hosting. You self-host Metabase inside in your infrastructure, and for now, Amazon Bedrock is the best option that we are having it. If you already have Amazon Bedrock, that you can connect it there in the own infrastructure, so you don't need to have any. So your data will not be leaving your network in this case. All right. Let's see. Q&A. I will be reading this one. Is there any way in Metabase where I can specifically preferences regarding which table are best for searching for specific data? I have already populated the data. So to answer you, Maria, is the same. What is about? I'm talking about the library. We don't have any current option to go to tell it specifically to go to table A if I'm telling you about this. This can be something in the description that you can set it up for each table. That like if this the table that talking about this topic, you're saying about like if you need balanced data, go to table A. So this is something you need to add it to table A description. So whenever the Metabot is reading your descriptions, they will know about the topic. So they will know like, oh, we're talking about balanced data, so I will go there. This is now the current option that we are having it. We don't have like a dedicated option that you can tell it like pick and choose, but it would be nice actually a feature request. Let's see the other. Okay, will be supporting open source model. For now, these are the connection that we are having them. We don't connect to support any like Olama yet for the Metabase, but these are actually probably we have open feature requests for it. So I think Andrew already shared this feature request with you, so you can pop it up, and then we can also share it with our internal team to tell them about it as well. Okay. Does the data stay in library or in the DB connection? Is there any refresh timing or real-time connecting? All right, that's good, really good question. So the data actually, Metabase is a very thin layer sit on the top of your Metabase in your database. Your data doesn't move anywhere. Metabase run queries against your database, and then you will get the results in your database. So when you connect, if I go to databases, and here are the name of the databases that I have. You can sync for you the database schema or you rescan the fields. But here you can set the advanced option is the cadency. Not this one actually. Oops. Okay, so here you can choose when its sync and scan happen. So you can set a cadency for syncing the database on a daily basis or an hourly basis. And this will be scanning your schema. And that's how actually Metabase works. It knows your schema, you run the queries happens in your database, and then the results of it will be appearing in Metabase. You can cache the results in Metabase. Is this something I answered you, Harshal? Okay, let's see the second question. Do you have an estimate when it will be possible to integrate Vertex AI with Metabot? It's a good question. We need to check with the internal team. We don't have any timing for it. As for now, we are these are the new what they are. Let me share them again. These are the supported AI providers. We started with actually only Anthropic and OpenAI, but now we're rolling more and more. So keep your eyes with the upcoming releases or our feature requests, like people already asking for other AI providers. So we will try to accommodate everything. Okay, Jeffrey, you have a Metabot is read only. Is that correct? While MCP and CLI have the full curved access. Metabot create for you the query, and then you just run it. The results of the query, you will see the query itself, and then you can save this query as a question or not. The same thing with an MCP. The MCP can be running through running the queries for you, and then it will be you can save them inside Metabase or not. Or are you asking about writing to the database? Let me know if I answered you, Jeffrey. Um, let's see another questions. I like everyone is asking all good questions. From sorry for pronouncing your name wrongly. Jochen, how do you recommend setting the metadata properly if we would like to save our metadata in a repo, which is applied in Metabase rather than setting everything manually in Metabase UI? Good questions. You can use, again, serialization that you export a YAML file of your metadata. And you can use here any LLM code agent that be setting it up for you, and then you can again import it to Metabase. It will inherit all of this thing. And I can just ask Andrew or Perina here, is remote sync can be done in this phase, or remote sync it cannot work in this case if they want to see version control in here? Okay, another question is, what is the use of library in Data Studio? So again, as I said, here is the Data Studio and the library, not this Metabase. Let me show you this Metabase, another instance. Okay, so here's the library. You publish tables to the library. It's like a workbench for you to set up all the see the table. You can have observability on the fields. You can set up segments there, like they are a filtration that you can create it, and then you can to be saving them. Same thing with the measures. Measures are saved aggregations that you set them up. This is like your semantic, one of the part to build up your semantic types. And you can see the dependency of this table, what is already using it. So again, as I said, let's say we have accounts from several tables. So when you go to tables and then let's say, for example, I have two sample databases. I have the sample database coming, the orders table coming from this database, and I have another order table that is coming from another table from this database. And here you select which one you already have set up the semantic type for each fields, and then you publish this table. You can see here there is a green tick that it's published for you. So which means if I go to the library, I can see these tables are published for me here. Now on a level, if I go to the main app and then I start a new question, I will see here it's promoting, telling me, hey, select a data or select a metric. If I select the data, it will shows me the tables that I have published them in the library. So like this, I'm telling the business user, hey, you don't need to go to search for any other tables. This is the source of truth for these tables. Like here now, for example, we publish two accounts, which is wrong in this case. So you need to publish one account table so the user table knows, or if you have different, of course, segments. But if they have access for the other stuff in your in the Metabase, they can browse all, and then they go and select what they have permission from the collections or from the databases. Now I have full permissions for all the databases, but they have the possibility to go there. I hope I answered your question here. Okay, let's go back to AI. Could the AI do filtering where it goes down through hundreds of thousands of rows and then provide recommended KPI level on which product are outlier? Or can the AI virtually just see the data as your dashboard see it, and you have manually to expose each filter item before it has the same data to work with? Now, just to answer this before, it depends on the model that you're using. Of course, you're using Fable 5 from Anthropic will be different from using GPT-3, for example. So this is number one. Number two is it goes and read your fields. It reads, now inside Metabase, it can knows your existing questions. So it will be a dashboard. It will be bringing this answer for you from the questions that they already have them in your dashboard. But it also, if you don't have this already question, it goes and read your metadata, note the fields, and then it will build the query for you. And then you can see the query live for you. So for example, if I see here, how many customers So last year I give it like a filtering for it. It will go search. Okay, it will be viewing accounts. Okay, you're asking also more specific that you are outlier. I'm reading your questions again. Apology. Can the AI virtually see the data as your dashboard see it? So this question to just like, it doesn't see the data itself, it runs the query for you. So you can just like apply, if you already know that there are outliers, then you need to put like option for it, like, hey, the outliers, make sure to remove them, but set a condition for them, for it, so it can understand it on which field it can be an outlier. If you just say outlier, it might not understand you directly. So if you put more instruction in your, more conditions in your prompt, it will give you the answer. But again, what I want to show you here, like here's the answer. Like I can see editor, it just ran for me the query. It selected the account table, it applied the filter, and then it applied summarize for me. It didn't know what is happening behind the scene. It doesn't know what is the table. Like it just knows this is how it should be. So if you want more conditions in your prompts, you need to set it up for more for the prompts. Let's see what we have. Okay, also from Jeffrey, it helps understand that Metabase is a thin layer on our application. I think you would want Metabot to its source of database. Does Metabot have access to write application? No, Metabot doesn't have any access to write. This is something that you set up in Metabase level. Uh, uh, when you're connecting it to your database, you connect it either without writing permission. And we also have an option that you can have writable connection when you're doing transformations for your data, so you can write back to your database. So Metabot inside Metabase, it only runs the query for you here, and you have the option to save them and you don't save them. And as me as admin in Metabase, if I have a write permissions in the data in my database, the only thing I can do is edit the tables from the database here, which is something that Metabot cannot do it for you. So anything writing to your database, Metabot is just can run the queries for you. Okay, the last question from Herschel. Does library data studio respect RLS? I'm not talking about tenant isolation, but traditional RLS. Yes, RLS is set up according to the groups that you set it them for at the beginning that I explained. For if I go to admin, permissions, so let's say here row level security group, we call it like that. Now, this group, row level security group, we call it the row level security group, they have a granule for the sample database, and we set up for them for the people type we set for them the row column security. So if I publish this table in the library, it will respect every user permissions. So if someone is blocked from this table, then they cannot see this table. If they have the row column security in this table, then they will apply for it. And then if they have the option to can view it, then they can view it. So this is the permissions. We have the full page here. You set it up for each table. I hope I answered you. And the last question is, can we get a transcript of this meeting? Yes, this meeting is already recorded. You will have access. We will send you a link through your email after half an hour, or depends if this tool will not break. And we will be uploading the recorded in YouTube, so you can watch it later. And tomorrow, also reminder that tomorrow we have another session with Matthew. It will be more fun. Again, here it was more admin stuff setting up, which is very, very, very important. But I really recommend everyone to go tomorrow to watch Matthew webinar. It will be very fun. You will see it. Okay. Any more last questions? Okay, go once. Twice. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have more questions, you already can access us through Discourse. And as a PA, as a product advocate, you'll always can have access to meet with us, to know your use case more. We can ask more questions. You can always send us an email, and we are happy to help you out. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.